we ride.
I don't like it.
I heard it on the rally track. I heard it bumping back there.
That was Doja. I like Doja Cat.
Yeah, that too. They're all the same.
I like that stuff. Stop number 1 on the pilgrimage. Alright, so we're at the Oregon-California checkpoint, and what we're going to do is we're going to tell them we have avocados going south, because they only really regulate them going north, I think.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, suckers.
Oh, we have a truckload full of avocados!
And that's how it happens, right there. That's how it gets in.
Well, hopefully no Department of Agriculture people are watching this video, because we have an entire truckload of avocados coming into California. Welcome to Commiefornia. But hey, they still got Subways in California. So, and grocery outlets. And Cinnabon, but there's no Taco Bell in Commiefornia. Apparently, Commiefornia and Taco Bell don't get along. Got to the hotel, went over to the Taco Bell. They had this big advertisement for these new spicy nacho fries. That's it. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 French fries, like 3 jalapenos, a couple little California! They're forcing me on a diet. Commie bastards.
Good morning, good sir.
We'll ride it like I drive everything. 10 tanks.
Hey Steve, how do you make the water wetter?
Put this in.
What is this?
This makes the water as wet as possible.
Water wetter. For the wetter water. The wettest water possible. It's probably illegal in California. Let's see. In Commiefornia, oh, there it is. Yep, the Commiefornia warning. This product contains just blah 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 cancer. This product contains cancer in the state of California for cancer. So don't be cancerous.
It actually does.
Yes, it's cancerous. Only in California is this cancerous. So like don't drink it. So we had to pull the water out when we were going over the pass because it was below freezing in the trailer, and one of the things you don't want to have happen is have your block crack while you're towing. But we went to Walmart to get some distilled water, and we had to go to the baby aisle to get distilled water. So we're putting baby water in the car. It's not baby oil, baby water. If we rubbed some baby oil on it, it'd be shiny.
We gotta have the best water for the baby.
But this is the best water for the baby, and this is the baby.
This is our baby.
It costs more than a baby.
Yeah, well,
that's saying something.
maybe.
Maybe.
Depends on the baby. Some babies are expensive. Oh, here we go again. As he drops it, he spills it everywhere. Oh, cut that out.
Sorry, California, I spilled corn on your floor.
Hey, don't tell him we brought corn in.
Hey, California, we brought corn into your state, and we brought it in the distilled form.
It's echoing all the way over there. I can see the guy looking.
Good.
Your voice echoes.
Echo. they gave you a mechanical flag.
The car's too loud. You guys built it too loud, man.
So in Commiefornia,
Yeah.
barely over the decibels of like not even a semi truck, but like a commuter box van. We're at 107.
We're at 108, I think.
108,
109.
Oh, okay, 108, 109. I think 106 is like a commuter truck. So we got to quiet her down. I'm not really sure how. Oh, I know how. If the wastegate never opens, it'll be way quieter.
I bet,
Problem
yeah.
is, it's a lot of boost. It's too much boost.
Is there such thing as too much boost? Doing a quick review of the data logs. Having an issue with the wideband sensor, which anybody that's ever used widebands knows that they're not the most reliable thing in the world. It's one of the reasons why doing full closed loop fuel corrections and trying to count on closed loop fuel corrections to make sure the car is running well is kind of dangerous on a performance car like this. But either way, we're looking at the coolant temperature, our peak 166, so this car is not even getting hot at all today. Oil temps up a little more at 220, but that's still well below our thresholds. It's a nice, it's about 60 degrees out here today, so not bad. Oil pressure, we saw a couple of small dips, but nothing major. I'm seeing my minimum at about 41.5 psi at the lowest, which is we've had some oil pressure issues on this car with some cavitation. Seems like we fixed that issue. Pressure, because it's dry sump, staying pretty stable between 65 and 75 psi, which is right what we want. Anyway, the log's looking pretty solid. So gonna go ahead and we got called for noise, so we're gonna try to see if we can I mean, my theory is if I just turn up the boost, the wastegates won't open, so then the car's not gonna be too loud, right? Because it has mufflers, it's just the wastegates aren't muffled, or wastegate single. But everybody's laughing at me when I say that because they think I'm not serious. Anyway, I don't know.
I think you're serious. I just think it's funny.
No, I don't know what we're gonna do. We might just, they apparently give you 3 warnings, so we might just rock 2 more sessions until they black flag them on each session. He's gonna lift a little bit around where we think the sound tower is. So, you know, if they ask if we did anything, we'll say, yeah, we made a change. And because we'll probably change the, you know, we changed the catch can or something, I don't know. But
We're gonna change the boost level.
we're gonna change the boost level. He's gonna press a button, which is gonna change the boost level.
Press the button.
And I mean, realistically, the log looks great. So, like,
I heard you. Yeah.
oil pressure's dialed. We've got this wideband issue, but everywhere where the wideband is working, the air fuel is spot on. So,
Yeah.
I'm not really concerned about it.
Car feels great. No drivability issues at all. So.
That's what we like to hear. The oil staying cool with this Motul 300V. We're not sponsored by Motul, but we just carry along with us. Yeah, sponsored by Rockstar though. Come on, Rockstar, send us some swag. Steve says we need an oil sponsor, not a Rockstar sponsor, but I'm gonna disagree because this is I probably spend as much on Rockstar as we do on oil. So I mean, you drink 2 of these a day, and you figure you do, you know, an oil set up every time you go to the track, and these are what, like $40 a can or something. But still, I mean, $3 a can. Ounce for ounce, it's probably pretty close. All right, back to digging through this log. So now that we're done with shenanigans, let's remove trace view. Oh, I removed the wrong trace view. Well, anyway, I was looking at coolant pressure. Coolant pressure peak 13.9. That's pretty solid. That's an important monitor to look at when you're looking at a track car. Coolant temp, while it's important, is you want to see if as temp rises, if pressure rises, and you'll see it's not. We are getting a little bit more pressure, kind of where it would make peak torque right in here, which is, you know, that is where there's the most load on the engine. This little spike is right at red line, but nothing that I'm seeing. Like I said, 13, that right there is only 7, so it's not even high. That's super good for coolant pressure. But coolant pressure is going to tell you if you've got something going on with like a head gasket, which is one of the more common failures on these Subarus. Coolant temp may not rise, but if pressure starts seeing spikes above 20, 30 pounds, then you could say, okay, there may be starting to leak into the head gasket. You might be leaking combustion or boost into the head gasket a little bit. Speaking of boost, you're going to love this. This car, let's get manifold pressure here. We got a lot of stuff logged. manifold pressure. Let's put it down here. Peak manifold pressure, only 20.6 psi. So you see this thing blasting by Z06s and Porsche 911 GT3s and whatnot out there on the track, just pulling on them like they're standing still, and we're only at 20 pounds. Like, that's it. Looks like typically today we're hitting 18, 19, between 18 and a half and 20. Yeah, this car is stupid fast. He's going to go out, and I guess I did talk him into pressing the turn up the boost button. So we're going to see what it does with a little bit more boost. Hopefully it'll actually be a little bit quieter because the wastegate won't be doing as much work to bypass boost around the turbo. So more of the exhaust flow will be going through the turbo, which means it'll be going into the actual exhaust and the mufflers that are in the exhaust. So you have to remember the wastegate is effectively unmuffled exhaust leak, and it's a very high velocity unmuffled exhaust leak, so that's going to put out some serious volume.
You have to run it and then shut it down again a minute before you shut it.
Oh, yeah.
So we did have one very, very minor issue on the track. This Samsonis gearbox has, probably can't see in there, and I don't want to melt my GoPro on this exhaust, but there's a little tiny, about a 1/4 inch, maybe a hair bigger hole in that aluminum plate, and that hole is the vent for the gearbox. Well, it's not, there's no way on that hole to like thread a nipple into it or anything like that, so it's effectively just an open vent on top of the gearbox where gear oil can splash up and come out. And when it comes out directly onto the exhaust. So not the best design Samsonis. The caps and the other gearboxes on the market have some provisions to run that to a catch can or to at least vent it away from this area. So just kind of an unfortunate design issue with that Samsonis gearbox, and with the kind of gearbox temperatures that we're seeing on track. I don't have a gearbox temp sensor logged, so that would be kind of cool to be able to see that. But anyway, I'm guessing it's pretty warm, because that is the one component that is definitely doing work out here with this car. There's that wastegate I was talking about, as far as it is an open vent to atmosphere wastegate, so not capturing that noise. But Garrett G30 660, that's warm. It's not too hot, but it's warm enough. So yeah, Garrett G30 660. This car's got all the goodies: process west intake manifold, Boomba throttle body, which we've had a couple of issues with, but we seem to have them ironed out. Aftermarket throttle bodies are always notorious for having some little quirks. Good old Turbo Smart race port blow-off valve. We like Turbo Smart. You got Cobb fuel rails. It's pretty standard Subaru stuff as far as built cars go, except you get into the real meat and potatoes. ARE dry sump. Steve's checking the oil on the dry sump in there right now. A lot of custom parts as far as like the piping and everything goes. This isn't like a kit that anybody makes, but when you're doing a car like this, you always end up having to do a lot of custom work on the hot and cold parts. The exhaust manifold, I believe, is an ETS. Looks like an ETS V2. It's wrapped. One of the ETS V2 slight issues is it comes real close to the timing covers. So we have actually gold foil tape on the bottom of the timing cover, and then we have the header wrapped. We don't typically love to wrap Subaru headers, because if you end up with an oil leak on a Subaru, it drips straight down onto the header. But being that this is a race car and we're taking good care of it and watching it really close, and it's not driving around on the street, it's an acceptable risk to keep the timing belt from melting from the heat of the exhaust.
Everything's ceramic coated too, the whole turbo kit.
Yeah, everything's ceramic coated as well. Steve just reminded me. We got the clear timing covers. These are Peoria Racing clear timing covers. We have stock AVCS gears on the intake, and then on the exhaust we have adjustable BC cam gears, so we can dial in the exhaust cam, and then we use the computer to dial in the intake cam and get it exactly where we want it for peak torque and making good power out the top and everything. So to manage it all, we come inside. We got the Haltech Nexus R5. This is a bad boy ECU. There's really nothing on the market that is comparable to this at this very moment. Obviously the market is constantly changing, but this is a PDM, which is basically a power distribution module, and ECU all in one box. We have the CAN keypad with all kinds of good functions to control various things. Now, one of the cool things about this CAN keypad is the ECU is actually controlling everything. You don't ever have to touch any button on here except for start. And then obviously you have to turn on the kill switch. But once the car is powered up, you start the car. The ECU controls all of these, but we have the ability to override. So like the thermo fans, if you want them turned on, you can override them with this switch and have them turn on instead of just having the ECU control it. On the dash, we have the Haltech IC7 dash, pretty nice dash. There's some new firmware coming out any day, hopefully, that'll actually, you know, make the functions of this dash significantly improved and allow it to become its own logger as well, which will be pretty cool. And then a nice little 3D printed little bonnet for the dash there. Try to keep some of the glare off of it. We have a oil overflow catch can that is vented outside the car, but it's up in there.
Check out that sun shield for the R5.
Oh yeah, we got a sun shield for the R5 too to help keep it a little bit cooler, because being in the sun, things get warm. We have the Samsonus shifter for the sequential transmission. It displays what gear you're in on the dash, which is pretty cool. We are still using a map DCCD controller for the DCCD control. You could potentially control that through the R5, but there's some logic and some resistors and things to make it work right, and this is just a simpler, already sorted out solution, so that's what we're using there. The car does have fire suppression, which is a good thing to have in a race car. Last thing you want is a fire, and if you have a fire, you don't want to be the one on fire, so it's always a good idea to have fire suppression, and then obviously roll cage, safety gear, things like that. Oh, we can't get in the trunk right now. Maybe later if we have the trunk off, I'll show you what's going on back there.
There's a party in the
muffler. Steve says there's a party in the trunk, and there really is a party in this trunk. Here, I'll give you a hint at it here. Fun stuff. A shot of the trunk where the magic happens here at the radium fuel safe sending unit. It's basically a little mini surge tank inside the larger fuel cell. It's about a 12-gallon fuel cell, and then the little surge tank has the pumps inside it. We're only running 2 fuel pumps. It's not like 3 pumps or anything crazy. And then it has the cool quick fill neck, so you basically just can in there. The flat black paint doesn't like if you slosh any though, but it's just, this is just rattle can black. Anyway, it's a pretty cool setup. Has a little breather tank and everything. It's pretty trick. Another little fun feature: anti-gravity battery in that Melee Design Firm case. We got breakers on everything. Pretty good battery. This is the bigger one, and this thing chooches all day long. Steve was struggling to get his tortillas open for his fajitas. Jason's got a taco salad. Brandon has nothing.
He's not happy.
Oh, nope, it's his burrito. It is your burrito. So here's the racetrack we were at today. This is the fun, like, corkscrew thing. And then this is where I was standing, getting the shots of him coming down this straight. And this is all like a separate track that they can open if they want to do a longer track. So pretty cool track. We got Lowrider Christmas happening here. I don't know what's going on, but I'm excited.
Oh, look at that C5, that's old ladies.
The old ladies have the C5.
The old lady kid in the C5. That's all.
I want to go look at whatever is on that truck.
She's like, I got my divorce and this is my husband's car.
This does bad things to me. Jaguar. Wago. Canola oil. Burning that good. Burning. I don't even know if that thing's long enough. Yeah, it's $5 a gallon. Welcome to Commiefornia. $6 a gallon. $6 a gallon.
And it's B20.
And it's B20. Put like a sniff in there, and then we'll fill up and
Just gotta make it to
Oregon.
Medford.
Gotta make it to Medford. Meow, 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 meow. Look, guys, I got us a new mascot. It looks a little skittish. It's bodega cat waiting for a snack. I was super scared for a second because I looked through here and I didn't see my can, but they turned my can into this. There it is, the Starfield can, but it's deceiving. Jason's got to get the nanny juice, the Commiefornia nanny juice.
Paid $6 a gallon. Couldn't handle, had to let go of the handle at $100. Ground, it's like the Dodge.
So instead of, you know, having emissions, we're going to create plastic pollution, cardboard pollution, and look how corrosive this stuff is. Like, it's melting through the plastic, and you're going to get it all over your skin. I'm sure there's a Prop 65 warning somewhere on that box saying that this shit's known to the state of California to cause cancer.
There can't be, because if there was, then they'd be like hypocrites.
Well, they are hypocrites. I mean, it's like, and there you go. See, now we're spilling because the bottles are stupid. So it's the most ridiculous solution to a problem that has, you know, a pretty clear solution. But, you know, whatever. I guess this works. It just turns your smoke into goo that comes out your tailpipe and just pollutes the dirt instead of the air, which eventually pollutes the air. So, like, it all goes somewhere. It all came from somewhere.
The soil is what drinking water.
Yeah. You like drinking that stuff?
That's
No?
why I don't own a newer emissions truck.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep, it's ridiculous. But hey, EPA, we're doing it. Because your weird sense of justice says that this is better. Got the Ive in. Pretty cool little roadside K&R drive-in down here somewhere in Southern Oregon. I don't know where we are, but the food is apparently legit, so we're gonna find out. So I love this menu because they're very, very descriptive. Like, they tell you how many pounds are in your fries, and that your burger is open-faced, and how many nuggets in your nuggets. And exactly, like, it's the most descriptive menu I've ever seen. McDonald's, take note. Oh, that's not me, but even the ice cream's like bubble gum with no gum pieces. Because, you know, somebody got it and they were like, hey, where's my gum pieces? And they were like, hey, look at the sign. Whew.
Have you seen Brandon?
Yeah, he's over there. Got that OG fry sauce. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Big old bag. Apparently this is a half pound of Texas or tater wedges. Yep, those look legit. Oh, they're hot. And a burg. Decent sized burg.